We are just a few hours away from now one of the biggest parties in the world, opening ceremonies for the Olympic Games. And as the sun rose on Rio's big day, the city's iconic landmark, Christ the Redeemer, shared the spotlight with the Olympic torch. Tonight, that torch will finally light the flame that will burn every day of the Games. Today, the torch made its final parade through the streets of Rio. It traveled through 335 Brazilian cities along 12,000 miles. And tonight, when it enters Maracanã Stadium, an estimated 1 billion people will be watching. And of course, St. Louis will be watching too. Our Audrey Dahlgren is live tonight at Wave Taco in downtown, where people are getting in the spirit of the Games already. Audrey.
News Channel 5 on Your Side Sports.
At the Games is brought to you on News Channel 5 by Spectrum.
For the Olympic athletes, tonight is one of the biggest moments of their lives. And as our Casey Nolan reports live from Rio tonight, just getting through the opening ceremonies can be as exhausting as the events themselves. Good to see you, Casey.
Good to be seen, Jennifer. Welcome to Rio. Welcome to everyone back home in St. Louis. It's probably good advice for anybody parachuting in here and experiencing the park for the first time.
I think that's great advice. And Casey, last question. Where are you going to be watching the opening ceremonies tonight since you are in Rio?
That's an excellent question. We'll bring that to you later tonight.
We are looking forward to it, Casey. And you know, for folks who don't know, Casey's a bit of an Olympic veteran as well. He's been to several of these ceremonies, and we're going to hear much more from him as well as Ryan Dean throughout the Games in the next few days. You can follow their travel adventures at ksdk.com and on their Facebook pages. Now, it's not Rio, but it sure looks like it. Craig Moeller is here with a first look at our forecast, sitting in the sunny palm trees. Craig?
Yeah, you know, I don't know if it's just these beautiful palm trees. Stay tuned. That'll be coming up.
Craig, thank you. A roller coaster week in the race for the White House ends with new questions about both candidates' truthfulness. Hillary Clinton faced reporters and Donald Trump did an about-face on Twitter. NBC's Scott McFarland is tracking the campaigns. Welcome back. An unarmed therapist who was shot while he tried to protect his autistic client is now suing the North Miami Police Department. You might remember this video from last month. It shows Charles Kinsey on the ground with both hands in the air. Police officers admitted to shooting him by accident. They said they were intending to shoot the autistic man with a toy truck in his hand. Police say they thought that toy was a gun. Kinsey is seeking damages, but it is not clear how much. In Georgia, twin toddlers are dead after being left inside a hot SUV. Neighbors broke into the vehicle yesterday after seeing the 16-month-old girls sitting in their car seats. They removed the girls and tried to cool them down in a baby pool. The twins were rushed to the hospital where they were pronounced dead. Police have charged the children's father with involuntary manslaughter and reckless conduct. A heart-stopping moment when a toddler nearly drowned in a Utah pool before a 7-year-old rushed in to save him. 7-year-old Cesar Galeana was walking through his apartment complex when he spotted something through the planks of the pool fence. It was a 2-year-old face down underwater. While the office staff hurried to call 911, paramedics think the boy was in the water for about 4 minutes. Great news, he's expected to make a full recovery. New Zika problems today in Miami. 2 new travel-related cases were just reported. On top of that, officials say Zika is spreading from person to person in just one 500-square-foot area of a single neighborhood. Health officials say they expect thousands of pregnant women to want to get tested for the Zika virus. That could come at a huge cost because the state says it will provide those tests for free. And that Zika outbreak is starting to take a toll on travel in Miami. The CDC is asking pregnant women to stay away from the area. American, JetBlue, Delta, Spirit, and Southwest Airlines have all come up with a Zika virus policy. Some of the airlines will give you a refund or change your ticket without a penalty, no questions asked. Others are requiring a doctor's note proving you're pregnant before they will make that change. The CDC says pregnant or not, everybody should take care to avoid mosquito bites to lower your risk of getting Zika. Now to a 5 on your side consumer alert. Apple is now offering a long-awaited bug bounty. The tech giant will pay you up to $200,000 if you discover and report a flaw in their software. If you donate those rewards to charity, Apple's going to match it. Apple says offering the cash is a great way to get ahead of security flaws and protect people from hackers. Saying goodbye to family, friends, and teachers you know and love can be very stressful, even traumatic. Well, so can saying hello to new foods, faces, and routines. As part of our commitment to your ongoing Alive and Well STL campaign, 5 on Your Side's Kaya Edwards gives us a look inside the foster care system and what some professionals are doing to improve it.
Kaya Edwards, News Channel 5, on your side.
We are committed to helping the community stay healthy and safe. You can find an extensive list of resources at ksdk.com. Just search Alive and Well. If you love a good deal, then you might want to hit the stores this weekend. It's the start of Missouri's annual sales tax holiday, just in time for your kids to go back to school. This weekend, at many other stores across the state, there will be no sales tax on some of the essential items you need for your kids returning to school. That includes notebooks, rulers, backpacks, calculators, anything that is normally used in a classroom. This also applies to most clothing and to shoes. Now, there are some rules. Tablets, iPads, computers are eligible, but they cannot cost more than $1,500. You also still have to pay sales tax on all cell phones, cameras, watches, furniture, and DVDs. Now, some cities and counties are not participating in the sales tax holiday. If you'd like a complete list, visit the headlines section of ksdk.com. Now let's turn our attention to the forecast. Craig is back from the beach, if you will, back in-house. What are we looking at for this weekend?
Well, we are looking at a beautiful weekend.
Well, the state of Iowa sure knows how to throw a state fair, and one condition continues drawing the crowds: the butter sculptures. And the big attraction this year is the buttered version of the Starship Enterprise from Star Trek. As many Trekkies will tell you, the ship's captain, James T. Kirk, is a native of Iowa. Nice. Butter sculptor Sarah Pratt says it's the biggest sculpture she's ever attempted. The Iowa State Fair opens a week from today. Just call him the Deer Whisperer. Meet Kelvin. He is a Pennsylvania teen who has befriended a family of deer in his backyard. At first, it was just one deer he named, I love these, named Money. His visitors have since increased, including one he named Tequila. Kelvin films himself feeding the deer various foods. As you can see, the deer are not afraid of him. Well, I wouldn't be either if you kept feeding me food.
They look like they're enjoying it.
Yeah, they'll even eat strawberries right out of his hands. Lastly, the Pokemon Go craze continues, this time in New Orleans. Seems everybody loves Pokemon so much they're honoring the game's most famous character, Pikachu, at a park. So this hollow statue is made of fiberglass. It features a defiant-looking Pikachu with his arms folded, standing over a cement Pokeball. They're calling it the Pokemonument. Police don't know where the statue came from, haven't gotten any complaints, so they say, it can stay.
What do you think about that? Have we had any Pokemon in the studio?
I don't play Pokemon Go.
I don't either, but we honestly had one at my last station on our weather center. None of
Amazing,
that here.
amazing.
Let's go to the radar. We do have one of those I want to share with you. And you can see still some heavy rain just south of our area. Chances for storms, they'll be fairly isolated. Down south, I'd say Rolla, Dent, Phelps County, those areas down towards Reynolds. You could see some more action there later tonight as well. Beautiful, though, this weekend.
Sounds like a great plan. All right, awesome. That does it for News Channel 5 at 4. Jeopardy is next. We will see you at 5.